Hello everyone, this is my YouTube channel. I like to call it The Rational National. I'm Chris Logan, and today I'd like to talk to you about this recent LGBT law that was recently signed in North Carolina, and it was a law that would say only males could use the men's bathroom and only females could use the females' bathroom. And a lot of the people in the LGBT homosexual community feel like it's discriminating against them, and they feel like it doesn't allow them to be who that they feel that they are or whatever. And just recently there's been retaliation from two very popular people, one being a corporation in PayPal. PayPal said that they were going to pull their business from the state and take 400 jobs with them. And just recently, over the last day or two, Bruce Springsteen said that he was going to cancel a show that he was supposed to perform there tomorrow night. This being Saturday, I think he was supposed to perform there Sunday night, and he has canceled that show. And basically, I think that what the problem here is these celebrities and these corporations are being bullies with their business and with their influence. And I mean, Bruce Springsteen can choose not to play the show, and that's his decision. He's got his right to freedom of speech. I don't deny him that. But the American people have their right to freedom of speech as well. And recently, in the state of Georgia, Nathan Deal vetoed a law that would have protected pastors and preachers from having to perform gay ceremonies, and also from businesses having to make wedding cakes for a homosexual wedding, if that violated their conscience or their beliefs. And but Nathan Deal vetoed that bill, and so it's not going to pass in the state of Georgia. But before that, Marvel, the NFL threatened to remove the Super Bowl for 2020. Well, they've not decided on it yet, but they said that would be a major influence in them not picking Atlanta, which is right now currently building a new stadium for the Atlanta Falcons. But they said that they probably wouldn't pick Atlanta if that law was passed. The problem here is these companies can be bullies all they want, and these celebrities can be bullies all they want, but we have a voice as well, and that's the issue here. Who has the real pull? And the people that have the real pull is us. We feel intimidated by these companies and these celebrities because they have so much money and they have so much influence and they have so much celebrity. But it's us that basically puts the money in their bank account. And so I think that ultimately we're going to have to come to the point where we're going to have to choose. What do we want? Do we want to stand up for our beliefs, or do we want to be entertained? And so I think that is something that people's going to have to decide on here pretty soon. Now in North Carolina, Bruce Springsteen, he announced this on his website, but he said, taking all of this into account, and I do quote, he said, "I feel that this is a time for me and the band to show solidarity for those freedom fighters. As a result, and with the deepest apologies to our dedicated fans in Greensboro," that's where the concert was going to be played, "we have canceled our show scheduled for Sunday, April 10th. This is current, the time of this recording is April 9th, 2016. But Bruce Springsteen, he has the right to do that. Don't get me wrong. But what really matters here? Bruce Springsteen playing a show, the NFL having the Super Bowl in your state, Walt Disney filming their movie in your state, or our rights. What means more to us? And I think the American people, want to say, well, my vote doesn't count or my voice doesn't count. Well, yes, it does. Your vote very much counts, or politicians wouldn't be trying so hard to get it, and your voice very much counts, or they wouldn't be trying so hard to silence it. And so I think we have to understand, we are being bullied in this country by the LGBT community, and they have basically bullied their way into the lawmakers and to the making laws that benefit them and allow them to basically take away people's constitutional rights. You do not have a constitutional right to force me to participate in your lifestyle. And in Georgia, that's where I live, is in Georgia, we are being faced with the decisions now. If somebody approaches us as a preacher or a minister, to perform their gay wedding, we can either accept to do that and violate, our conscience and violate the Holy Bible and sin against God, or we can refuse and take the chance of being sued or maybe possibly fined or maybe spend jail time. That's what it's come down to. And I do not believe the LGBT community has the right to do that, because you do not have a constitutional right to force someone to participate in a lifestyle that violates their conscience, that is against their beliefs. What part of the phrase in do you not understand? The free exercise thereof. We have the freedom to practice our religion, and in practicing our religion, it means us not doing certain things, and that is to participate in the homosexual lifestyle. And as far as saying, we will make her cake, but we can't do that. And so Bruce Springsteen has made a show of solidarity, and people like Ellen DeGeneres has backed him up in it. She tweeted, I love Bruce on Twitter. And so we need to send a message to these celebrities. Yes, I like some of Bruce Springsteen's music. I don't think he's done anything good since the 80s, though. And yeah, I like a lot of things, that are in Hollywood, but, we got to understand, what's more important to us, our constitutional rights, our freedom, our liberties, or, put money in these people's pockets that's basically threatening to come against our lifestyle or our beliefs and our way of doing life. And so basically what you have here is you have, you have something boiling, and it's going to come to a tipping point. And basically, the LGBT community are going to have all kinds of rights, and Christians are going to have no rights. And so I think that's what it's coming down to. So I think those of us that are Christian and those of us that are, believe in living according to the Word of God and the Holy Bible are going to have to, we're going to be singled out. And it amazes me that the LGBT community is not focusing and is not calling out the Muslim community. And in Muslim countries, you could be executed for being a homosexual. And PayPal has company. They have businesses in those countries, but they're saying nothing against the Muslims. Why? Why is that? Well, it's all about who it's easier to intimidate. That's what it's about. And Christians, we're told, to turn the other cheek, but we're not told to just let people run all over us, and we're not told to just let people, force their rights upon us. I think it was in the book of Acts, Paul or Peter, asked, who should we serve, God or man? And Paul said in Galatians, if I serve God, I cannot please men, or if I please men, I would not be the servant of God. So basically, that's what it's coming down to. Are we going to be Americans, or are we going to be Christians? And I think the time is coming where we will not be able to be both. And so, our citizenship is of heaven. If you're a born-again Christian, your citizenship is of heaven, not America. And because you're born again. And I'm all for being patriotic. I'm all for supporting the troops that go to pay the ultimate sacrifice and all that. But what does America really stand for now? That's what you have to ask. What does America really stand for now? I mean, does it stand for bullying people and intimidating them and forcing your lifestyle upon them and making them participate in something that they don't want to participate in? Is that what America's about now? I don't think it is. I mean, this country got along great for 200 plus years without, the LGBT community, passing laws where they could use whatever bathroom they wanted to. And we got along great until the LGBT community basically came and said, we have a right to force our lifestyle down everybody's throats. And that's basically what they're trying to do. But we have to push back. And so how can we push back? Well, we can let our voices be made known on social media. We can make YouTube videos, or we can just hit them in the pocketbook, because that's what Bruce Springsteen thinks he's doing right here. We'll hit them in the pocketbook. And because, he thinks that North Carolina not having a concert for one night is somehow going to hurt them economically. But, little Steven, who is one of his musicians, was asked at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this week. He said, about the canceling of the Bruce Springsteen concert, and he said, and I do quote, "That was a tough decision. Obviously, you never want to disappoint the fans. We felt the issue was too important. This vile and evil discrimination, what really is the vile and evil discrimination? I think the vile and evil discrimination is that which the LGBT community is perpetrating upon families that, traditional families and traditional marriage. That's the real vile and evil discrimination, so don't let them fool you. But he goes on to say, this vile and evil discrimination is starting to spread state to state, and we thought we'd better take a stand right now, early, and try to stop it, or at least set an example for others to do the same. You have to hurt them economically to have them do the right thing morally. Unfortunately, we don't take it lightly, believe me. Well, I agree with them on one thing. You have to hurt them economically to have them do the right thing morally. Well, that's what we need to start doing. We need to hurt them economically. We need to start hurting Walt Disney economically. We need to start hurting the NFL and the NBA and whatever celebrity might want to stand up who is coming out with a movie or is about to perform a concert or come out with an album. Let's hurt them economically. Fire with fire. And so, it's time. The time is coming where we got to stand up and do what's right and let our voice be made known. And don't be afraid to let your voice be made known, because yes, your voice counts. It can be heard, it will be heard, and your vote counts as well. So this has been the Rational National. Thank you.